Nomadic Fanatic, he needs a door. Tim's channel may be in trouble, but not for the reasons you may think. And answering a question that Linescrew posed in his latest video. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Happy Mother's Day, first and foremost. And don't forget to stick around to the end for the comment of the day. All right. Let's start with the issue at hand with YouTube right now. And it is Tim, his channel may be in trouble, but not for the reasons why you might think. See, YouTube right now, they are on a demonetizing frenzy. That's right. They're demonetizing a lot of channels for specific reasons. And see, what it is they're trying to target the AI stuff, but a lot of people are getting swept up in it because the net is so broad. And the reason why I say Tim may be getting swept up is not because he uses AI, but they are targeting mass posters and low effort channels. So Tim fits the bill. He still does all his, several nothing videos a day about nothing. They're definitely no effort. He hits record and upload, record, upload, record, upload. He'll put out 2 or 3 in an hour, and that's a red flag, and it may target the other robot saying, hey, that's a robot. They're posting 2, 3 videos in an hour. It may be AI and no effort mass posting. So that's why I say that Tim's channel may be in trouble, but not for the reasons that are floating around at the time. That still could be an issue as well. I don't know. But if you are, I'm not going to show you everything because I searched. If you want to find out what YouTube is actually doing with this demonetization sweep and why and how, you can research it just like I did. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of channels that are getting swept up. There's some new channels that pop up. And if you're someone who has, say, several channels, 3, 4, 5 different channels, and you have a new one that pops up and it's a little bit up, it's getting targeted for whatever reason. But they are trying to crack down on the nasty, low effort, mass posting, scamming AI stuff that's stealing other people's likenesses and everything. So they are trying to do it. But again, in the meantime, a lot of non-AI channels are getting caught up in the net. So with all this madness going on, I did go over, and of course, with the 12 strike thing or whatever, I went over I didn't watch anything. I just kind of went over to see Tim. He's still there. He's still posting his, again, several nothing videos a day. He's just cranking them out. I did notice that one of his little titles, I guess he's going to pretend to do carnivore again for the 19th time. But hey, we know that's not going to work because Tim, he's a weak man with no willpower at all. But yeah. Again, I didn't watch any. I just kind of perused to see what he was doing, if his channel indeed was still up. All right, let's move on to Nomadic Fanatic.
Who the fuck is Nomadic Fanatic?
See that little check mark?
All right, Tater needs a door. That's right. He wants to put that door up between the two halves of the bus so he can shut off right there at the toilet in the bedroom area. So Diana's cat can live in the back half and the other 4 furry creatures can live in the front half. Whatever. But anyway, so he did actually get a door. He went and got a door from Habitat for Humanity. And so he cut that down and made it fit. I can't wait to see this monstrosity because we all know his skills. So him trying to put in a door by himself, this ought to be quite interesting. I mean, and here's the big thing. I mean, he has little to no construction knowledge at all. Well, I'm going to say none. He's acquiring a little bit, but he's still not doing things right. No planning, no forethought. He just jumped in and started doing stuff. And a lot of things that had to be done multiple times, over and over again. Do it, take it down, redo it, do it. And it still looks shitty to me. Again, the only thing the ceiling turned out real nice, except the front part where he screwed that up. I don't like that at all. But anyway, again, the no knowledge thing, he never really planned for it to be a 2-person space, in my opinion. If you look at the way things are and the way he's changing everything and taking space for cat boxes and this, and I don't know. I think he had it in the back of his mind, but it really wasn't on the forefront. It really wasn't a priority to have a seat, as we can see by that seat and other things. They're just, it wasn't a priority to have space for Diana. And let's face it, 1/3 of that space, that tiny bowling alley, is space for cat boxes, beds, and other cat shit. So yeah, Diana is definitely not a priority. Had he just taken a little bit of time for planning and made a materials list and had some basic knowledge, or even got some basic knowledge, and didn't cut corners and did shit right the first time, it would have probably taken, well, at least the same amount of time as it has now, because it is a long process, and it would have been much, much better looking. You wouldn't have had, again, when he's drilling holes, blowing stuff out the back and big chips and hunks out of stuff and gaps where you can see daylight through things. And I just don't understand why he didn't take the time to do it right instead of rushing through everything. I mean, a bus build is not going to take, 6 months. It's going to take a couple years. It's a big project. But if you'd have taken the time to sit down and just plan a little bit, it would have went a lot smoother. Maybe not a lot better, because again, he has no skills or knowledge at all. And that's even quite evident in his outside painting the spots on the bus. I mean, sure, he sanded some stuff off. He missed some other spots where he should have sanded. I saw it. And you can see the spots that he just patched a mile away. There was no prep work done. There was no proper prep work. And he just painted over some, I don't know. It needed to be done correctly, but hey, it's his bare exterior house paint, guaranteed to last one coat. So I guess whatever he wants to do, I guess. Yeah, don't do what he does, blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly why. And I'm not even going to talk about the bell that she gave. I mean, it was a nice gesture. It's a cool little thing, but where they put it, first time he leaned, it's already hanging like that far from the ground. So once he turns and leans, that thing's going to be gone. So that thing's out of here. Now, Tater did express his love for being in the house and being able to park the bus in the driveway and have everything there. And he was just so thrilled. It was just so nice to be there and in this house environment, and nobody was bugging him there. Yeah, even though the house, it is back on the market, by the way. They took it off for a while, but it is back on. But anyway, he enjoyed being at the house. He likes it. And yeah, I just think that, yeah, the travel stuff, as he gets older, he still wants to travel, but he likes being in the house, having his own little personal private room, and being able to go out and jump in the little hot tub and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Yeah, I see them looking for another place real quick. And with all that, Tater is sitting in the hot tub, and he's letting everybody know that, hey, sorry guys, I can't even hint anymore about my location. I mean, once we get to the next place, it's got to be different. It's got to be big changes. I cannot tell you anything at all.
It's like, I'm not being mean about it. Look, I can't give you any more hints. I can't even give you a hint of where we're going to be at anymore. It sucks. It's tough.
And the thing is it would be different if you gave hints, but you didn't give hints. You gave specific turn-by-turn directions. Yeah. Again, go down this road, off this highway, turn here. And again, it's not 4 miles or about 5 miles or 10 miles down. No, it is. And he gave specific number, 3.8. So yeah, hints? No, it wasn't hints. Aerial footage, Arizona, the White Mountains, 7,000 feet, 3.8 miles down the unmaintained. He gave you everything. Hints my ass. He's tripping. And what it all boils down to, in my humble opinion, is he hated his purchase. He had buyer's remorse. He hated Tater Acres, and he needed an excuse. So he made an excuse. Everybody was coming and bothering. People were coming and doing this and that and this and that and the other thing, and there was just hordes and hordes of people. It was an endless stream of trespassers and haters and everything else, and he just had to leave. He couldn't bear it anymore. Yeah, it was just an excuse because he hated the land and everything about it. He then talks about has way too much stuff and way too many storage places, and they're going to have to get another one for Diana's stuff and her bus. And he plays poor while talking travel and fuel prices, and he's just so worried. And him and Diana, they are not rich people, and the fuel prices are just crazy. And but you know, fuel prices aside, how will his legal issues and the schedule impact his travel plans? Well, let's talk about that a little bit now. So Linescrew put out a video. I'll put a link in case you haven't seen it. I'll put a link down below. You can go check it out. And he talks about Tater's court appearance and how Tater looked, and if he was acting or if he was truly a little bit scared and nervous. So yeah, I'm going to weigh in on that, because this whole thing with Tater and the court date, it's going to impact his future travels and how he finishes out the year, shall we say. But here, this is a little clip of what Linescrew said.
Because to me, he looked like a submissive dog with his tail between his legs. You know, I mentioned that earlier, but the more I look at it, I go, man, that cockiness was just wiped from his face. And it feels good. I'm not going to lie. It feels really good.
So Linescrew not pulling any punches. Well, here's what I think. You know, because the title is Nomadic Fanatic was fearful in court, or was it just acting? And this is just what I think. I'm just going to give you my opinion, and it's like, yeah, like an asshole. Everybody has one and they usually stink, but this is mine. Here's what I surmise, and it is that before he got in there, I'm sure he talked to his lawyer, and his lawyer probably said, well, we didn't even get a plea deal yet or anything. They haven't contacted us with any kind of deals or anything. So they either might not show up, or they're going to drop it, or the judge will probably say, well, since we don't have anything or anything, we're just going to. So he might have got his hopes up a little bit. And then when they got in there and everything was going on, and they did hear that there was a plea and a continuance and all the other things, I think that's when his face sunk. And then again, he also saw the TIG and the CR Bogers and all the other people in the in the gallery. And I think that just kind of got to him, because I really think that he had his hopes up that, well, no plea, that means we're good to go. We're on the right path, and I think I got this. Oh, so they are going to give me a plea, and I got to figure it out, and either this or go to trial or everything. Oh, it's in June now. So I think I think all the wind was taken out of his sails. And Linescrew even slowed it down and showed he did a big gulp, which I missed the first time around, but yeah, he did. So, yeah, I think he said because he's money and his time from travel and all this other stuff could be in jeopardy. So all his crazy frivolous spending and With the fuel prices, especially diesel, it's really, really high even here. So I'm sure it's really high where he's at. And, yeah, it's going to put a damper on things. And then I don't know how this works, but if he gets, you know, like some kind of probation, does he have to check in regularly? So if he's out and about traveling and say, I don't know, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever, does he have to check in, or is this a Zoom thing now too? Do you have to go into your to the office and face to face with the person? Is that every so often? Can you Zoom them? Can you just phone call them? How does that work? And the other thing is if he does have to check in, where? Does he check in Arizona? Does he check in California? Does he have to check in his residence, the state of residence, which is Texas? How does all that work? I don't know. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments below, because that was something I was wondering. I was like, So if because Linescrew was talking about if he does get some kind of stuff where he can't, smoke the guns or drink beer or do anything, does he have to check in? And if he does, where does he have to do that? Because, yeah, interesting. So let me know if you know. All right, so I just figured we'd just go over this real quick, and it is basically we have the breakdown of what the deal is, and his first was February 13th, where he entered the non-guilty plea, and then he had the date of March the 2nd, and which they set the pre-trial conference. That was a Zoom meeting, and then they set the date for the May 7th, which is the one we just had, where he went over the whole thing where they did go ahead and send in the plea, and he would have to go over it. So the next June 25th is where he says yay or nay, accepts the plea, or says no, and goes on with a trial. So it should be interesting to see what happens in June. And that's going to take us right on up to the comment of the day. And the comment of the day is, I hate AI shit, and I hope they get the message. And there was a lot of anti-AI comments, and I wholeheartedly agree. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan for lots of reasons. And one of the ones that's popping up recently is there's lots of AI bands now. They're putting out videos and music and everything, and it's all AI. The person is generated and everything. But now there is a band. Actually, there's a couple bands, AI bands, that are asking for donations so they can go do their thing, make music, do tours, and all this other stuff. An AI, a computer-generated band, is begging for money on YouTube. And that just about says it all.
That's my opinion!
From onboard Holland America's Koningsdam, this is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.